of our module. So we will now discuss and analyze this program line by line. So the first line is simply a comment that documents that this program adds two numbers. So on line 2, we have here the preprocessor directive that includes standard input-output header file into our program. So we have on the third line, it's just a blank space. The fourth line, we have the function main, the most important function in every C program. So this is a 19-line program. So after the function main, we have the open curly braces. This is the start of the function main. Line 19 is the right curly brace, which is the end of the function main. So right after this left curly brace is we have the variable definition or the variable declarations. We have three variables here. Number one, this will hold the first number. Whatever is the first number input will be stored in this variable. The second number input will be stored in this variable. Then we have lastly, we have here the variable sum. It computes the sum of the two numbers. Then the sum of the two numbers will be stored in this variable. So these are all variable declarations. Okay. So this is the same with figure 2.9 in your module. The difference lang is I did not include the comments. Alright, right after the variable declarations, we have here a prompt. A prompt to the user to input the first number. So right after on screen, it will display enter first number. Then afterwards, the cursor will blink. It will not continue because it will wait for a user input. We have our first scanf. So we have a scanf here. Again, the conversion specifier is an integer. Then whatever is our input will go to the variable number 1. It will be stored in the number 1 variable. Right? So after we press enter, another prompt will appear. The second prompt is it will prompt the user to enter second number. Then afterwards, the cursor again blinks. It waits for a user input. The user input is that the moment we put an input, then we press enter, the value will be stored in the variable number 2. Then afterwards, after we press enter, we have here on line 16 is the assignment statement. You have here the assignment operator, okay, tells that the sum will hold the values of number 1 plus the number 2. So whatever is the value of number 1 plus number 2 will be stored in the variable num. Plus, by the way, is a C arithmetic operator. We have separate discussion on C arithmetic operator and how to process them on the next topic, maybe after we have the laboratory exercises 3 and 4. So going back, this is the assignment statement. The values of number 1 plus number 2 will be assigned to the variable sum. For example, input here, enter first number, then you put 5. So number 1 is 5. Enter second number, tapos you input 6. Press enter, number 2 is 6. So 5 plus 6, sum is 5 plus 6. So sum is 11. Then right afterwards, just printing out the value sum. So sum is %d, means to say whatever is the value of the variable sum will be printed here in this conversion specifier %d. So for example, if we have number 1 5, number 2 is 6, so 5 plus 6, sum is 11. Sum is, what is the value of sum? 11. Sum is 11. Let's try to check. Let's try to run this program. So we have our first prompt. Enter first number. Say 5. Press enter. We have our second prompt. Enter second number. Let's say we put 6. the moment we press enter, what's the next one? It will print the sum. Sum is 11. So sum is 5 plus 6. Because before printing out sum is 11, it computes sum 5 plus 6. So 5 plus 6, 11. So sum is 11. Okay? Okay, there are other ways of variable declarations. Instead of doing this line by line, since puro raman siya, it is done line by line in figure 2.9 to document properly the use of each variable. Okay, yung sa gamit nila, number 1 for first number, number 2 for second number, sum is for the sum of the two numbers. But again, pwede na nyo siya i-declare. It can be declared in one line. How? Okay, you can declare it like this. Since puro naman siya integer, you're going to separate the variables by commas and can declare it just in one line. Since same naman siya integer, number 1, comma, number 2, comma, and sum. So, pwede gyapon na siya. Let's try to check kung pwede na ba. Okay. The first prompt is say 23. Okay. Press enter. Say 7. So, 23 plus 7. Sum is 30. So, pwede na siya ma-declare. Okay. So, there is one thing also. Printing out, we can print in the sum part of, in the printf part of the example, in our example, calculation in printf statements. So there can also be calculation in printf statements. For example, we will not use variable sum. So wala siya variable sum, ay sorry. But wala sa tayo din hey sum. So the question is, sir, asa man siya i-compute? Where is the computation for the value sum? Computations also can be done in printf. Example, you can put here also num1, number 1 plus number 2. Computations can also be done in printf. Okay, let's check. The variables are number 1 and number 2 only. Okay, after you enter number 1, enter number 2, diretso na printf, no more sum is equal to number 1 plus number 2, but printf %t. So whatever is the value number 1 plus number 2 will be printed. So now ibutang na siya din sa %t. It will be put here, transferred here in %t. So for example, we put 3 and this is 2. So 2 plus 3, 5. So sum is 5. Let's try. Let's try to execute our program. Let's say 3. Enter. 2. Sum is 5. So it shows you that calculations can also be done in printf function. Okay? Are there any questions? Okay, I hope you learned a lot in this.